Add to cart rates and conversion rates. We get questions from marketers all the time about what the ideal rate should be. There's no ideal. We're going to take a look at some of the data trends right now. Hi, I'm Daniel Burstein, Director of Editorial Content at Marketing Sherpa. We're here at the Marketing Sherpa Media Center at IRCE. I'm joined now by David Brussin, founder and executive chairman of Monetate. David, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure, glad to be here.
So we publish a chart of the week every week to the Marketing Sherpa audience, and normally it's in print format. While we're here at IRC, we're going to do a few video interviews about data, and you were kind enough to bring some data about year-over-year add to cart and conversion rates. Can you tell us how you got this data?
Sure, well we have this really unique viewpoint of retail. And we're the largest provider of personalization to the IR 500, and that gives us a look at billions and billions of shopping sessions. This data is based on 7 billion plus shopping sessions, same store. So we're looking at 5 quarters of same store data across 7 billion shopping sessions, and we can understand how are things changing for these stores.
Okay, and let's talk, how is the data measured? So is it from someone hits a home page, someone hits a product page?
Well, Monetate's actually deployed on every single page of every interaction of the site. So we actually are able to observe the entire click stream. So we see everything from the home page all the way through conversion.
Okay, great. So we often get asked, what's the ideal conversion rate? So if I look at this data, I see it's around 2.25% is the average rate. Of course, that's not the ideal rate, right? There is no ideal rate. The bigger question when looking at this data is, what are some of the trends? You want to talk to us about the trends?
Well, it's really clear here that quarter over quarter, conversion rates and add to cart rates are going down. So there's a bump for the holiday, but otherwise, the trend is that these rates are going down.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I think there's a lot going on here. I think that selection is going away as a place where brands compete with one another. Today there's an infinite shelf in digital and everybody has every product, which means that selection's not really a place where brands can differentiate. Price is going away as a place where brands compete with one another, because price transparency to the consumer online means that pretty quickly everybody normalizes around the same price. That leaves experience. It means that customer experience has become incredibly important. It means that customers are pickier about which brands they engage with. They want more from that interaction. And so we're seeing that they're spending more time in the research process, in the purchase process, which translates to lower conversion rates and lower add to cart rates.
Now you brought up, and I love when people do this, a counterintuitive point, right? So when we think of conversion rates, we always want conversion rate optimization. We're trying to make it higher and higher and higher, but you said there are some benefits to a lower conversion rate. What might those be?
You know, some of the best brands that we work with actually see lower conversion rates than you would look for if you're looking at an average metric. But I think that they're fantastic businesses, and those low conversion rates are actually a sign of something that's working really well. Because low conversion rates in retail can be a sign of content consumption behavior. And it's absolutely the best thing that I ever see in our customers, is when their customers come in every day to read the latest, see what products have been added and see what's new. They're not converting every day, but they're coming every day. That relationship with the brand is so strong that they're coming every day to interact with the content and the product for that brand. And they're converting on an absolute basis a lot more often. So conversion rate may be shockingly low for a brand with content consumption behavior, but revenue is off the charts high.
So what are some of the things these brands are doing to get such sticky websites, to get such a good relationship with their customers?
Well, it's really all about focusing on the customer. You know, let's face it, most of the web today is still one size fits all. You see the same thing no matter who you are, where you are, what your relationship is with that brand. And the consumer today has been taught by Apple and Uber and Google to expect a lot more. They expect the brand to use everything they know about that customer and everything they know about that relationship to do a better job. So you look at brands like Famous Footwear, using climate and weather data, using real-time weather and forecasted weather data to understand a little bit more about what their customer might be going through, so that they can get the right product in front of them, and so they can present it in the right context. If it's raining, I might be thinking about different things. If it's snowing, I might be thinking about different things than if I'm headed to the beach.
So I assume another way to make sure you're serving up the right things to your audience so they keep coming back is by doing some split testing, some conversion optimization. What are some of the things you've seen brands learn when they're testing with their customers?
Well, the biggest thing that everyone learns when they start testing is that there's no one right answer. You know, everyone starts testing for a fantastic reason, which is trying to use data to do a better job. to learn and drive a better experience for customers. And that first key learning is there's no one right answer. And sometimes you can miss that. You can look at a test and say, I didn't learn anything because my experiment didn't do any better than my control. But if your tools allow you to look under the hood, like Monetate does, to see, actually, this test was off the charts great for customers who are coming from suburban areas, but it really did poorly for people who were in city centers. And on the average, you look at it, and one size fits all, there was no learning. But when you start to look at the people, and a little bit about what makes them different and how the problems they need to solve might be a little different, you find out, you learned that I need both those experiences. I just need a way to target one to this group and another to this group.
All right, lastly, let me ask you, so we're talking about conversion rates, and you said, hey, lower might be better, but still marketers, they probably have to present some of this data to a boss who might not necessarily believe lower might be better. But with some of those test results, is that maybe a way to talk to the boss about, hey, this is the overall conversion rate, but here's what we're learning about customers, here's what's working in this situation, here's what's working in this situation?
Absolutely is. So understanding the nuance of who are the important groups of customers, being able to talk to your boss about the groups that make up the audience and how you're doing for each of those. And then a couple of other tips. One is move away from focusing on conversion rate or average order value, and at the very minimum, combine them together into one metric, revenue per session. If your conversion rate goes up but your order value goes down, you might be moving backwards or standing still. Revenue per session tells the whole story. It's conversion rate and order value together. And then the next step is really to think past the session and think about the person, think about the customer, and understand, on a monthly or quarterly or annual basis, or maybe even a lifetime basis, how are we doing for this customer?
Okay, great. Well, thank you for those tips, David. Thanks for this data. And if you're watching and you're looking to improve your conversion rates, you can go to marketingsherpa.com for lots of tips, tactics, marketing case studies, and more marketing industry data like this.